time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape. Definitely bringing you the Powerslam pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for another episode of the Pancakes and Powerslams show, baby. Yeah, you know how we do it here on the mothership. This is episode 455 here, ladies and gentlemen, the Pancakes and Powerslams show. This is how we do it here, baby. This is how we do it. We do it well. We do it good, baby. Yeah. Let's have some fun as we always do. Like I said, for those who pop in during the countdown, you get a special shout out for waiting. Marissa got some love. Christopher got some love. Ricky, what's up? Got some Ask Chris questions. Good stuff. Should week trim WWE? I think there's at least 3 pay-per-views in the schedule. I would say cut TLC Classic Champions, formerly Night of Champions, and Money in the Bank. That's a good question, Elvis. Yes, they should cut TLC. All the gimmick pay-per-views, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, like the gimmick pay-per-views, you should make a big deal out of. The gimmick should be like we couldn't settle this in a regular match, so we have to settle this inside Hell in a Cell. That's how you need to settle it, you know. And it's one of those things that if it's just a gimmick match, just like everything else. I mean, you know, it's just like everything else. So there's no difference to it. Let me see of the pay-per-views of this year. 2020, baby. 2020. Royal Rumble, yeah. Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber being a pay-per-view, I'm not a fan of. Just because it just brings it down. It just really brings it down. Money in the Bank being a pay-per-view, I miss it being. It was cooler when it was at WrestleMania. Backlash is fine, and that's got some history behind it. Payback. Oh well. Extreme Rules isn't even its actual concept anymore, so it's not even really gimmick matches all like that as much. Clash of Champions. I'm okay with Clash of Champions because that's one of those pay-per-views that all the belts are on the line. That's the point. So I'm fine with that. Hell in a Cell's got to go. Gotta go. Nope. Yep. Gotta go. Do I still have the title belts? I do. They're on the bottom of my bookshelf here. I still got my 3 belts. So one of them's on. It's 5 rows here, and half books, half belt on one row, and then the 2 belts. The other 2 belts are on the bottom row. TLC predictions, sure, man. I shall do that. Let's do it. TLC. All right. New Day and Hurt Business. I don't know. They haven't really made the New Day like a star team. They keep getting beat by the Hurt Business like every week. But I still think New Day is going to pull it off somehow. But the Hurt, they beat the Hurt Business like 2 or 3 times. So I think they'll probably pull the trigger on the Hurt Business. Their booking is just so terrible. WWE's booking, it's so terrible. It's just terrible. Sasha Banks. Sasha Bank. There's my my Tony Atlas. Mark Henry. Sasha Bank is going to beat Carmella. Of course, Reigns is going to beat Kevin Owens. That's a given. Asuka and TBD. Ladies and gentlemen, vacant to be determined. I think Asuka and whoever is going to be Nia Jax and Baszler for the titles. I don't know if this means we're going to see a call up. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if like we see an Ember Moon or something like that. I don't want to see that because Ember Moon's. I would say that she's better used in NXT right now, but I mean she was. I can't stand start-stop pushes. It just bugs me to high heavens. These start-stop pushes. You came in it was a long time since we saw Ember Moon. She came in, made a super duper amazing entrance, start winning matches. And then all of a sudden, like she's 50-50. I don't get it. If you see that there's momentum with a wrestler, don't have him or her lose. Don't do it. Don't have them lose. Like go a long time before they lose. Make their losses count. Make their losses count. Don't just have them lose a random match. Like she lost to Dakota Kai. Like I like Dakota Kai is cool. I mean they're she's a solid heel for the brand, but it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything. It was absolutely terrible. And then lost to Raquel Gonzalez. I know that they're making her a star, which she's a monster. So, but I mean. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ember Moon could have been like a revived top babyface title style. I mean, like she could have really taken the women's division to higher level, to another level. But now she just looks like everybody else. It's like everybody looks like everybody else when it comes to wrestling. It's absolutely terrible. Wyatt and Orton. You know what? Wyatt's been getting a lot of he's been getting a lot of upper hand on Orton. I think Orton might pull this one off, actually. Which still this gimmick, this storyline is just stupid to me. I'm just not a fan, man. I'm just not a fan, guys. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of making the Fiend as a babyface. I think that's a stupid idea. Even with what we see with this everything that he's doing right now, none of it is babyface. And we for some reason Alexa Bliss has fallen off the face of the earth. I just can't stand this change your mind, start, stop mess. It really just deflates. It just pops the balloon away from someone that you could have been using in a different way. That's why wrestling stinks. A lot of wrestling stinks nowadays, man, because of that. It's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible because it's not a wow factor anymore. It doesn't, there's so much about wrestling that just doesn't really cause a lot of excitement. I mean, you're already suspending our disbelief or trying to. And then on top of that, with the attempt to suspend our disbelief, this week this person wins, this person loses, this person loses, wins, loses, wins, loses, wins, loses. Just it just, I mean, that's it. That's all you get. I mean, just not very good. Not very good. Not a big fan. All right. What else we got? Oh, and then Drew. Yeah, Drew's going to be AJ. Easy. Drew's going to beat AJ. What else we got? Ask Chris. Ask Dr. Chris. What happened to the old WrestleMania posters at your old house? Oh, good. My man. Elvis. Good memory, man. I gave it to a good friend of mine, actually. My dude Ben. He was helping me move, and I knew that I was going to upgrade my my room, my office area, podcast studio. And I was like, I'm not using these anymore. I'm not going to hang these anymore. And so I gave it to him. So he has them now. So, yeah, I just, the way that so I have in my house, it's a whole, like I absolutely love where I stay. It's like a suite. I have a whole like suite. And it's right here is my podcast studio. I have a picture of it on Facebook. And then the other half of this whole area, this whole kind of branch off wing addition is my theater on the other side. So it's my theater / podcast studio / office. So it's me and I call it the Feather Suite. This is the Feather Pod back here. This is my state-of-the-art podcast studio. So there just wasn't a place for it. Elvis misses Vengeance, No Mercy, Bad Blood, Judgment Day, Armageddon. Yeah, man, those are the OGs. How are you doing, Elvis? That's the question. How's life, man? Let me know. Right? Let me know. Let me know. What else? Ask Dr. Chris. They are the Big Go belt, the current WWE Championship, and the Attitude Era Championship. Am I excited for TLC? No, I'm not. Or as Steve Austin would say, good stuff. Ask Dr. Chris. Y'all got some good questions. What do you think WWE can do to get the ratings up? Should they bring in legends full-time and man's talent? Kind of like what AEW did with Arn Anderson and Sting. Good question, James. They need to stick with characters. They need, like, here's the deal. If there was one thing I could say, I would say this: wins and losses matter. Wins and losses matter. WWE, you're welcome. Wins and losses matter. Listen, it drives me insane to see someone who I'm invested in, a la Keith Lee, right? And I'm invested in a Keith Lee, and you give him promos and vignettes. And so I'm like laser focused on wanting this person, rooting for this person, and then have him lose, 2 out of 5 matches. Like, that's like, okay, well, no, I don't want to do that anymore. That's like, if football, I'm a huge college football fan. It's like pro wrestling and it's like college football, like right here. I love college football. And say all of the of course, Ohio State Buckeyes is the greatest team in the nation. Huge Buckeye fan, Buckeye born and bred. And say that all of the Ohio State games were predetermined, right? And so the fans don't know what's going to happen. And so they're along for the ride. They have a good time. They enjoy, they watch, they don't know, they're going to see what happens. And say as an Ohio State fan, they come out the gate just knocking people out, right? But I know that I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that it's predetermined. And so I see Ohio State winning some and then losing some, and then winning some and then losing some. That will lose my interest in Ohio State football. And that's what happens in real life when non-predetermined teams are not as good. Like, when teams are good, you have more sales, more tickets, more people there, generating more revenue, getting more money because the team is good. If the team's not good, you'll see some empty seats. I'm talking about pre-COVID era. And so that's just how it is. If you're good, you get more attraction. If you're not, or if you're mediocre, people aren't going to come. Look, if I know, and this is how a lot of people think, if there's a really, really bad team like the Sixers were recently, and why would I come to a Sixers game, a couple years back when they were really bad? Why would I come to a Sixers game if I know that I can just watch them lose or maybe win at home, where I literally have to pay for the ticket, I have to pay for parking, I'm going to be hungry, and then I'm paying for vending. So I'm paying for ticket, parking, and vending just to see them lose. I'm wasting my money. I can just watch them at home, and I probably won't even watch them at home. I'll probably just watch Sports Center and see the highlights of them losing. And so we have to think about that when it comes to pro wrestling. If someone's losing now, on a streak of losing, why am I going to really spend my time invested in that person? I'm not. And so it doesn't make any sense for that. I don't think that's a good idea. So Bad call. Bad call. And so wrestling is like the same. It's the same thing, man. It just, you're not invested. You're not invested. All right, what's next? Vince bearing Aleister Black. I mean, it's petty Vince, ladies and gentlemen. Rears himself once again. I don't call it a coincidence that when Zelina Vega got fired because she wanted to keep her Twitch, we don't see Aleister Black anymore. And Aleister Black was money. I mean, again, man, I don't know how in the world you can be a billionaire and be so petty and just leave so much money on the table. Leave it. You left. Oh my Lord, you left so much money on the table with Sting. I'm not even gonna get back into that. So much money on the table with Sting you left, and now you're leaving money on the table with Aleister Black. Dude's money. When he was in NXT, he was absolute money. And then they came up and start teaming up with Ricochet. You actually bring him up as a tag team partner with Ricochet, and I'm a fan of Ricochet. I think that super nice guy. I'm not a fan of what they're doing with Ricochet. I think his current angle with Retribution is horrible, absolutely horrible. Raw just sucks. I mean, just flat out, man. Raw stinks, man. Raw is terrible. I'm honored to get paid to talk about Raw with Vince Russo, man. That's the best thing about Raw to me. I get paid to talk about it. Like I get paid to bury Raw with Vince Russo, someone who used to write Raw for years. So I mean, that's a blessing. I love that. But watch the product. It sucks. I like SmackDown. I like NXT. But Raw, horrible. Absolutely horrible. I was thinking earlier today they should bring back Saturday night's main event when everything returns normal live to our event. I agree with you. I'm an old school fan. I love Saturday night's main event. I'm a big fan. Big. I'm a big fan. Saturday night's main event. I remember the theme songs. Lots of good theme songs. Saturday's main event. Lots of good theme songs. Saturday's main event. Lots of good theme songs. Saturday's main event. Lots of good theme songs. I'm a big theme songs guy. Like, I love cartoon 80s, 90s cartoon theme songs. I love, a big fan of pro wrestling theme songs. I've always been a big theme song guy. Back a few years ago, I used to do live. I used to DJ. I still DJ, but I used to do Facebook Live DJ sessions, and I would do a game. I would do a game live where I would play theme songs, and it'll be named that theme song. I love 80s and 90s sitcom and cartoon theme songs, and movie theme songs too, back in the 80s and 90s, particularly 80s movies, but 80s and 90s cartoons and sitcoms. And pro wrestling theme songs the same way. Back in the day, like years and years and years ago, it's crazy that PNP has been on the air in April. PNP has been on the air for 9 years. 9 years. Wow. I remember years and years and years ago, I used to play name that theme song. I might bring that back. That would be fun. Y'all remind me on Twitter, right here, Twitter and IG at Chris Prolific. Follow me right there. Remind me. Riddle or Lashley, Street Profits, or Ziggler and Rude have added. That won't be added. That's actually Riddle or Lashley might be added. I'll say Lashley, but Street Profits and Ziggler and Rude is going to be on Friday on FS1. But if there's some type of DQ finish and they make it on Sunday, I don't know. I guess Street Profits, I don't know. They would do something like that, make it a screwy finish, and then added 2 days later. That's overkill. Aaron, what's up, man? What's your take on Vince sending big talent down to the Performance Center? Now, I think this is interesting. I'm glad that they're still on TV though, because the perception was that they won't be on television anymore. So Keith Lee, Otis, Omos, there's a few other people, but those are the three people that stuck out to me as far as what I remember them, who I remember them reporting. And I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Keith Lee is a super solid wrestler. There's so many people who still there's so many people right now that need to go to the Performance Center. If we're talking about, I'm not happy with the way that you're wrestling. Okay. And here's the thing. I don't even care at this point. Like the story, to me, the biggest story was if they were going to the PC, they won't be on the main roster anymore. And that's not the case. I mean, we saw Otis last week. We saw Keith Lee, lose, unfortunately, which was stupid. And almost he doesn't even wrestle. He doesn't even wrestle on television. So, I mean, if he's going to the PC, good. I mean, great. Fantastic. Am I ready for Christmas? Sure. Christmas, it doesn't feel the same with COVID, but I'm looking forward to my wife's Christmas food. There's a ham ready for me, and I'm super excited about that. She threw it down on Thanksgiving, and I'm ready for Christmas too. I do, I do. I have a projection screen with a nice sectional, and my wife, she actually bought me for Christmas a 70-inch TV. So I'm getting spoiled here. I'm being spoiled for being a doctor. so I have my own suite. And so the basement is the children's room, but my wife's actually in the process of kicking the kids to their own area back there, because it was the whole thing. But she's found it a better idea for it to make it my man cave number 2. So this is like my feather suite here, and then my man cave is in the basement, and she's going to, she already bought a TV, a huge TV, and she's going to deck it out. She's good in like interior designing, so she's going to buy some theater seats and stuff. So I will have my actual I'm gonna have my actual theater. Yes, actual theater. Glad you're doing great, Elvis. Glad you're doing great. There's some good questions, y'all, today. Y'all are making my job easy. It is not easy. Ask Dr. Chris the ones that stand out. There's a lot of good stuff, but those are the ones that stand out. And look, man, here's the thing. Y'all support your boy. Patreon.com/pancakes and Powerslams. Support your boy, man. Patreon, appreciate your Patreons. The Patreons is the reason why I'm here right now. Y'all keep me excited to come and do this. Like, my schedule is jam-packed. I work 9 to 5 as a doctor. I'm a psychotherapist. My job is a dream job. I absolutely love it. I love it. They love me, and I love it. But I work on 95, and then I work for Sportskeeda. I'm a senior analyst there. I'm like the ambassador for Sportskeeda. So I do 4 videos a week. 2 of them are live, And then I do Pancakes and Powerslams. And then I have my own Theology and Apologetics YouTube. Shout out to my Theology and Apologetics Visionary podcast. So I'm a busy guy, man. I'm a super busy guy. And this right here shows me that people appreciate PNP. And despite all that, despite my crazy schedule, I love kicking it with y'all. And the Patreons show me that they like to put their money where their mouth is. If you want to do a one-time donation, PayPal me at cfed7@gmail.com. And thanks much. Be sure to hit that sub. If you haven't subbed on my YouTube, let's share this, y'all. Like, there's thousands of people who watch this show every week. Share, like, show me some love, y'all. Share this PNP. Like, PNP's my baby. Like, I mean, I'm super. I mean, I have a lucrative deal with Sportskeeda. I'm super happy. I'm super pumped. I love working there. It's absolutely incredible. I've been a journalist for about nearly a decade now. About a decade, actually. I've freelanced for Sports Illustrated. I've freelanced for Fox Sports. I've written for The Inquisitor, Digital Spy, Bleacher. I was feature columns for Bleacher Report for over 3 years. All of that pales in comparison. All of that pales in comparison to my current role at Sportskeeda. They treat me like a rock star over there. The treatment is fantastic. I have fun. I have like Hogan style creative control. They are awesome, awesome, awesome people over there. And Sportskeeda is awesome. Also got to give a big shout out to Wrestling Rumors, man. Like Heidi, man, it's great. Like she's awesome. She gives me the freedom to do as I wish. She trusts me enough as a trusted source, as a trusted journalist to have fun and be here with you all. So I'm in my absolute best spot as a journalist right now. I don't even have to write anymore. Like I'm just about retired from wrestling writing because for so long I was busting my butt writing stories upon stories. I've written thousands of stories. I've written thousands of articles, and it's paid off now because now I get a lucrative deal to just talk about wrestling. So it's an absolute blessing. It's an absolute blessing, and I thank God for it. When it comes to PNP, this show is literally ran by patrons. Like it is listener supported. It's the heartbeat of this show are patrons. So become a patron or give one time, but support Pancakes and Powerslams. Let people know. Let's get to enough subscribers to start getting some super chats, man. Do you understand how much that would be a blessing to just get some super chats every week and just that would be fantastic. So everybody who listens to the show, especially the weeklies, man, push it on your Twitter, push it on your Twitter machine, as Bully Ray would say. Push it on your IG, push it on your Facebook, push it. And I will thank you so much for that in advance. Greatly appreciated. All right. I think that might be it. Vince is mad at Snoop because he's going to make an appearance on AEW. Yeah. He commentated with Mauro Mamma Mia Ranallo during the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight. Iron Mike Tyson. You got to say that. What a comeback for those Titans this week. What if we see Titans versus Packers in Super Bowl? Go Pack, go. Let me hear you say go Pack, go. Oh, you don't want to hear me say that because I'm a Titans fan. So yeah, man, it was great. It was great. I mean, we blew up the Jaguars this week, but and then the week before was not good. Lost against the Brownies, but the Browns are good. I mean, the Browns lost against the Ravens, but Browns are good this year, man. It's one of those things. I'm an Ohioan, so it's a win-win for me. If ideally the Titans make it to the Super Bowl, but somehow the Browns make the Super Bowl, I'm not going to complain about that because I'm in Ohio. So that would be pretty cool, especially since the Browns the Browns never won a Super Bowl, I believe. I think the last time the Browns won a championship was 1960, if I'm not mistaken. It was 1960. They didn't have the Super Bowl at the end at that time. Let's see. Yeah, so 64. So they've won 4 NFL championships. Let's see, championships. Yeah, 60. I'm trying to figure out where the championships are out here. Yeah. Yep. So they've had 28 playoff appearances, and they won the NFL championships in 50, 54, 55, and 64. So, yeah, Jim Brown era, they were pretty big during that time. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's really all you got. The 50s and 64. They won three, they were the team of the 50s, but that was 80 years ago, 85 years ago. So yeah, 80 to 85 years ago. So it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. 40s, they were good too. They won, All-American Football Conference. They had 4 championships there, 46, 47, 48, 49, and then NFL championships 50. So the 40s and 50s, they were the team to beat, but that was a long time ago. That was a very, 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 very long time ago. As far as the playoffs is concerned, they made it in 89, did a 5-year drought in 94, and did an 8-year drought, made it in 2002. And it's been 18 years since the Cleveland Browns have made the playoffs. So we've got a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen. They should move Raw to Wednesday and NXT to Monday so I don't miss Masked Singer. That's funny. I heard that show's pretty cool. I just, you know what? I'm just not into I just don't watch a lot of shows. I kid you not, because I'm so busy because of my schedule. I literally the TV I watch is at the gym. I'll watch something like typically I'm watching during cardio. I'm watching TV. So I do about 40 to 45 minutes of cardio every day. I work out 5 days a week. Sometimes I get a little froggy and do like 50 to 55, for like a couple of weeks, but I typically do 40 to 45 minutes. And so during that time, I'm typically watching a theology and apologetics video or a pro wrestling something or true crime, a true crime documentary or something investigation discovery or A&E. So those are the things that I watch. Those are the only 3 things that I typically watch. Like I'll watch, I'll watch Sports Center at the gym. I watch Sports Center, period. And I love sports. So I love college football. I watch college football every week, and wrestling. I mean, that's it. I don't watch episodic stuff other than wrestling, and sports. I watch Investigation Discovery. I binge watch on ID stuff. I usually watch that like when I'm going to bed. If it's not something, like a podcast, like a theology podcast, apologetics podcast. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't watch TV. I don't watch shows. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. All right, y'all. Disco Inferno. I'm still waiting on Sami Zayn. Oh yeah. So Sami Zayn. Puppies. That's all I got. That's all I got with Jim Ross. Full of wrestling stuff, Ricky. That's pretty cool. Nice. Is it true that they're changing Sasha Banks, Tony Atlas' voice because of Snoop Dogg is going to be AEW? That would be weird. Petty. When's the invite to my house? When COVID's up, I might have a live studio version of the P&P. Like maybe, an anniversary show. I'll, if you want to fly in, maybe I will have something bigly. Next week is 2 days before Christmas. I think in 2 weeks we'll do P&P Awards. So see, the only thing with P&P Awards this year is that Sportskeeda, they bought out my interview portion, and we get unscripted now every week. And so I haven't had an interview, half the year, on I don't have, half the year. I haven't had an interview, and I have weekly interviews. So, I don't know. What do y'all think about P&P Awards? Y'all let me know. Y'all come up with some categories, and I'll do the categories. Who wants to do that? Who wants to man that? Who wants to man that? Be a part of the P&P Awards admin team. I need like 2 or 3 people. No, Ricky, I can't hire you for. What are you going to do? Why am I hiring you for Sportskeeda? No. Why would you ask that question? What would you do? What would you do, Ricky? Can you write? Will you be a journalist? What will you do, my man? Send me a resume. You can't just say, "Can you hire me?" Like I don't even know if you give me a resume first. P&P in the Thunderdome. Yes, that would be funny. That would be awesome, actually. That would be super awesome. P&P in the Thunderdome. Awesome. I think that's it, y'all. For now. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. AWB Raw in all 3 hours and 18 to 49 demo. Yep. I was gonna say that. Shout out to Disco Inferno. Administration. That's funny. Yeah, so here's the thing. This is what I want to do. In 2 weeks, I want to do a P&P year-end awards like we do. And so what I want to do, no arguing. No. We don't argue in the P&P chat. That's not happening. So yeah, let me know. Next week we'll figure it out of the categories. All right, so we'll figure out the categories next week for the P&P year-end awards, and I'll write them down, like the biggest ones. I think we kind of did this last year too. We'll figure out the categories next week. Someone remind me of this. Someone remind me that we're supposed to be getting the year-end awards together. And then on the 30th, we'll do it. We'll do the year-end awards. All right. Yes, you can have friendly debates in the chat. Yes, absolutely. You can. All right, y'all. I think that's it for tonight. I think that's just a fun, easy, breezy fun. This has been a breezy night. At Disco Inferno on the show. On Unscripted, he brought up a really cool variety article about why people don't watch WWE anymore. I brought it up on the show, and I thought that was a really cool article, by the way. Super cool article. So yeah. All right, y'all. Been fun tonight. Good stuff, y'all. Easy breezy. It seems we've been on the air for 48 minutes, just about, and it seemed breezy. It seemed like it was fast. It didn't seem like I've been on the air for that long. So good job, PNP Nation, for keeping it lit tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. You too, Christopher. Your support is super cool, man. I appreciate it very, very much. Speaking of support, y'all, look, patreon.com/pancakes and powerslams. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. If it wasn't for Patreon, man, look, if it wasn't for the Patreon members, we wouldn't be having fun, to be honest with you, because I was actually contemplating hanging up the boots. But the Patreons saved the day because I'm just not at this point. I just didn't. I used to get sponsors, and I just don't have enough time to really market out the sponsors anymore. And so, if I'm not, it's one of those things that if I'm not spending my time profitably, like for making profit out of my time, I'm wasting it. So, my biggest pet peeve is wasting time. I cannot stand wasting time. It bugs me. And so, people like the Patreons here tonight. People like, shout out to Paul, Ricky, Mo, the patrons that we have. Y'all keep it running. So appreciate y'all. Patreon.com/pancakes and powerslams. Look, it's $5.99 a month, y'all. That's a Starbucks coffee. So 1 month. So we have a lot of fun, and I appreciate you all for keeping PNP up and running. Your Patreon, your Patreon dollars is like gas in the tank. So I really, really appreciate you all, and I appreciate the PNP Nation, y'all. Y'all are fun. Y'all make it exciting every single week. You make me really, really excited to come on the show tonight to just talk about wrestling, just to get it out. Just Dr. Chris is just talking to wrestling. So, all right, good stuff. Thanks, Ricky. Good stuff, man. Who do I think could be Oscar's partner? I'll answer this real quick. It may be a call up, man. I really don't want to see like a Rhea Ripley or an Ember Moon. I want them to stay in NXT. Out of the current roster members, it may be Lana. It may be just Asuka. I don't know. You know what? They may do like Asuka come out by herself, and then somehow Lana just comes out, or they might do. It might do an Eva Marie, but that would be really weird because she's a heel. Unless they, just kind of totally overhaul her character. There's Naomi. That's a possibility. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm not. Sometimes we could overhype something that was never meant to be overhyped. So I'm not that guy. It's one of those things that if you do that, you'll be disappointed. So, I'm not going to overhype it. I just think that it'll probably be something that it'll probably be somebody that is like, and so like I'm already prepared, especially with WWE. I'm already preparing myself for the worst, and I'm a very, very optimistic guy. I'm a daggone psychotherapist. Like I'm super optimistic. If you talk to my wife, my friends, they would say that that would let you know that I'm a super, super optimistic guy. But when it comes to WWE, not so much. And I'm not going to overhype something that is not probably going to deliver. I'd rather be surprised that it did deliver than not be surprised that it didn't. Unfortunately, that's a bad relationship. But I'm a WWE lifer, and I'm blessed to get paid to talk about it. So that's awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. Thanks so much. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Chris Prolific, ladies and gentlemen. So I am Dr. Chris Featherstone. This has been another week of the Pancakes and Powerslams show. Until next week, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless, and always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.